Creating the perfect smile line using gel requires technique. We're going to show you how to utilize reverse application with hard gel so that your smile lines look perfect and crisp every single time. Right now on Nail School. All right, dude, smile lines with hard gel, how do we do it?
So when it comes to doing reverse application with hard gel, there are some key techniques that are going to be able to reinforce that stress area where the smile line is so that when you file it into shape, you don't file shadows. You're gonna be able to file the perfect smile line every time. I'm gonna show you guys what to do when building the body. I'm gonna show you guys what to do when building the white so that you don't have any mistakes when you get to finishing. We've already prepped and protein bonded the nail. Before we put the base shell, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the form on the nail first and build the free edge out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a form. And I wanna be able to just get this nice and even with the natural nail, okay? And one of the things I like to do when I'm actually building a thin tip is I like to use clear sculptor, which is going to allow me to build something flush to the natural nail. It has a nice, like, thick viscosity to it, as you can see, okay? And what this is going to allow me to do is just kind of scoop out a nice thin amount just like this. And what we're going to do is, because the viscosity is nice, what I'm going to be able to do is just get it right up to the front of the nail, and I'm just going to bounce it from corner to corner first. And as you can see, I'm going to have a nice even amount. You see this from here to here. What this will allow me to do is come in with just a little bit more on the tip of my brush, right? And then I'm just going to attach it, and then I could start just kind of feathering it from front to back, front to back, front to back, and I'm just going to build out the shape that I want. In this case, I'm going to build out a really nice, thin, almond-shaped nail, okay? Okay, so once I actually build out the tip, okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to freeze it inside the light. I'm not really concerned about how long it's setting inside the light. I'm going to be working on the other hand, and as soon as I'm done building out the free edges, this will be done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get base shell, okay, and we're just going to get a really thin amount, and we're going to apply a nice thin coat from cuticle to free edge. And what the base is going to do, the base is going to lock and secure the tip. That way, when I remove the form, it doesn't tear it off. So as you can see, I set the timer for 30 seconds, but I'm not really concerned. If your client had it in longer, it's not gonna make a difference. You're gonna be working on the other hand, applying base to all the fingers. As soon as you're done, you're going to come back and continue to work. Now, I wanna show you something. When you remove the form, it is really important, as you can see, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna pinch from the very front of the form here. That way it releases from the free edge, and then when I pull down, as you can see, I'm gonna have this really nice glass tip. This is really important because this is going to allow you to cure your white from the top as well as the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to use concealer peach, okay? The nice thing about this consistency is that it doesn't run all over the place. Okay, so the first pearl that I want to get, again, is not going to be too massive. I just want to be able to get something that I'm going to be able to build, right, the base layer of the body with. What I want to be able to show you is I'm going to set this down right here, okay, right in the middle, and what I'm going to really focus my attention on is getting it all the way from side to side. And then as soon as I get it from side to side, all the excess that I have, I'm going to be able to bring that down into the shape of a smile line. As you can see with the tip of my brush, right? I'm keeping really light contact so that it's going to be able to shape a nice smile for me, okay? Just like this. If there is any residue or there's any imperfections that you don't like, you're always going to be able to come in with just the edge of your brush and just lightly do some small detail to the edges, as you can see, all right? And what it's going to do is it's going to move into place with perfection. So now what we're going to do is we're going to freeze this into shape. What we're going to do is we're going to get it inside the light for a minimum of 30 seconds. What you're going to be able to do is work on the other hand, right, while this is curing. My suggestion is to work no more than 2 fingers at a time. Now what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to try to get the same amount of product that we had. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the cuticle area. And I'm just going to try to get all the way around just like this. And then just start working the product all the way down, right, to that smile line. All the way down to the smile line. And what we want to be able to do is bring it right up to the edge, right, so that it raises this platform up. One of the things you can do once you actually have it to the edge is you could take your brush, set it backwards, and just kind of, as you can see, I can pillow it out to the edge just by pushing it, right, to try to make it as basically as raised as I possibly can. I'm not concerned about all of this area right here because I could literally come through with a nice amount and just kind of float it right back into place. All of this is going to self-level into perfection. It's not going to stay looking like this, okay? But as you can see, the lip right here is going to be higher. That's the most important thing. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to get it inside the light, okay? And then again, while this is curing, we're gonna be working on the other hand. So the final stage is adding white sculpture to the nail. What we're going to do, again, we're working with a much thicker consistency, okay? There is technique involved so that you're going to get really, really smooth application, right? From basically this area all the way to the tip of the nail. What I want to be able to do is get a nice, right, even amount, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it right up to the very, very front of the smile line. What I want to do is I want to bounce it. Take a look at the tip of my brush, how I'm actually getting it. I follow it, right? You see how the side of my brush, how it gets thin? I'm actually chasing it all the way up to the very, very edge, as you can see right here. And then as soon as I tuck it into the corners, I'm keeping contact with the surface, and I'm going to work all the way to the opposite side. Take a look at my brush, turns in, facing the smile line. So the tip of my brush is always facing the smile line all the way up to the corner, as you can see, okay? Once I actually have it attached, then I have all of this thickness that I have here. What I'm going to do is just kind of touch the gel. All I'm going to do is kind of touch the gel, and then right here at the front, all I want to do is keep a really light contact all the way down to the very, very front of my nail. Okay, if I need a little bit more gel, I'm just going to pick up a little bit more. Okay, pick up a little bit more. I'm going to set it right here to the very, very front. And again, all I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm working front to back. front to back, trying to keep it as thick as I possibly can. If I notice that there's areas that are shallow, I'm just gonna use the tip of my brush and just kind of float it into place. That way, when I go to file this, I know I'm not going to file it away. As you can see, I have a nice application from cuticle to free edge. What we're gonna do is we're going to get it inside the light for a minimum of 1 minute. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put all the gel away. Let's go ahead and take it out of the light. Let's go ahead and take swipe. We're going to clean the surface of the tacky layer, and let's go ahead and file this into shape. Okay, so I kind of shape my sides to take off some of the excess out. I want to show you guys what happens when I actually file away the smile line. Okay, so watch this. Look at how sharp that smile line ends up becoming. And I just started filing it away. Just remember, you guys, the key is you're working with gel, so don't over-file it because you don't want to take off all the gel. You want to be really, really careful so that you have the right structure. So I went ahead and finished the nail, put finish gel over the top, and put some oil. And as you can see, my smile line is going to be razor sharp. We wanted to be able to create the most natural look. We want to be able to create a perfect smile line with Synergy gel. The key to getting your smile lines perfect is a combination of building that wall high enough and not being afraid to put enough white over that clear free edge that you build. Don't worry what it looks like. When you file it into shape, it's gonna come out looking perfect just like that.